Yo, welcome back. What the hell am I looking at? Season 15 reunion seating chart for RHOA, the reunion, season 15 reunion. Drew Sidora and Sheree Whitfield next to Andy. Now listen, y'all say Drew Sidora is coming in to save the second half of the season. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. Them talking about LaToya, that deserves first seat. Her singing with Candace, that deserved first seat. Her being yelled at by Marlon Hampton, my nephew died, bitch, that deserved first seat. What has she done? What deserves first seat? Now, maybe episodes 12 through 15, maybe she 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe the 4 of the, 15 episodes will be about her. But I'm sorry, Drew, to me, this season was an afterthought. I'm going to just go ahead and be honest about the situation. We haven't been talking about Drew this season. They didn't even want to show the divorce, which is the reason why they said wrap, and that's filming for season 15. That's a wrap for season 15. 2 days later, they was rushing to the courthouse. They couldn't wait to stop the facade. Bravo was forced to give them another contract and give them another bag to film. They purposely wanted to leave out their marital issues on this show, I think. And we have yet to see them. I mean, we just in episode 11. We just got an inkling of, Drew Sidora being weary about Ralph Pittman going to Vegas. We just got that inkling. It took 11 episodes. Drew, I'm sorry, but Drew has not carried nothing. In 11 episodes, she has not carried nothing. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how y'all feel. I just don't. I don't care. Like, give me your comments in the comments down below. Give me your opinions in the comments down below. But at the end of the day, you not finna tell me that Drew Sidora carried anything thus far. Now, if she starts carrying episodes 12 through 15, then I'll say that she's carrying episodes 12 through 15. But at the end of the day, it's not happening. She's not going to admit to sleeping with a girl. Drew Sidora is not going to admit to kissing LaToya. She's definitely not going to admit to sleeping with Ty. And y'all keep saying, well, she's going through a divorce. She's going through a divorce. Georgia is one of them states where if you've cheated in a marriage, then that's like, it could go against you in divorce proceedings. So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, and she's so hell-bent on keeping this secret about kissing LaToya Ali, who kisses everybody, like, who really gives a shit? I'm sure the husband doesn't give a shit. The only reason why she never told the husband the truth is because Drew Sidora doesn't want to give it no reason why Ralph should be out there doing his thing, kissing who he want to kiss, because Drew Sidora didn't kiss who she want to kiss. Ralph Pittman is not mad that sister girl likes girls and wants to be with girls. No one really cares that Drew Sidora likes to zip it and zoo it with girls. She just don't want to give no excuse for Ralph to do what he want to do. And she also doesn't want to be penalized by the judge for being seen as a cheater. Therefore, she's keeping it tight-lipped. She also has a Christian mother who's in the Christian church and a Christian family, rubbing shoulders with Prophet Lot and Joel Osteen and Creflo Dollar and who the other one? Larry Reed and the Clark sisters and LaTasha Scott and Bishop Whitehead and everybody else in the Black Christian community in the United States of America. She has to rub shoulders with the mayor of Chicago because she's doing initiatives as far as don't say the word shooting. I mean, I'm bored by the situation. Like, y'all can't tell me it's not. Like, I'm trying to figure out what did she carry. I'm bored by the situation. So listen, I don't get it. I'm not seeing it. I liked Drew when she first came on because I like an underdog. But I feel like this season is the first season where I was looking at Drew sideways. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just anything Drew has going on is not deserving of first seat. I'm going to just go ahead and say that right now. Okay. Sheree. Sheree, I don't understand that either. This fake relationship with Martell, listen, they're fuck buddies at best. First seat where? Now, this I could understand. If they wanted to put Sheree as first seat because Sheree is the leader of her alliance, which includes Sheree, Marlo, and Sonya. And Sheree is an OG. And then parallel to that, on the other side, they wanted to put Kandi first seat because Kandi, I think, is the leader of her alliance, which includes Kandi, Kenya, Drew. And Kandi is the longest running housewife. Those two being parallel to each other, sitting next to Andy, that makes more sense than this. This, I don't like this. I don't understand this. I don't get it. Or I would have put Marlo and Kandi. I just knew. I knew that Kandi was going to sit next to Andy. I'm like, it's either going to be Sheree and Kandi or Marlo and Kandi. Because who have we been talking about this whole entire season? Who have we been talking about this entire season? Every week on Twitter, every week on the after show, every week on Instagram, every week on the House of Aaron, the blogs, Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, every damn week. That's all anybody is talking about is Kandi amps. Marlo. If it's not Kandi, then it's Marlo. Y'all said that Kandi was that girl. I was just watching the TikTok. Kandi is that girl. Y'all said that Kandi is carrying the season. That's all people can talk about. And I agree. I think this has been a really big year for Kandi. This has been the biggest year, the biggest season for Kandi since season 9, when she last sat next to Andy. We've talked about Kandi this season more than Drew. So why is Drew sitting next to Andy and not Kandi? We've talked about Kandi more than Sheree. So why is Kandi not sitting next to Andy and Sheree is? I'm a little bit confused at that situation. I don't care what y'all say. I believe Marlo and Kandi have been the most talked about this season. And again, I know they say Drew Sidora's gonna carry, child. I'm waiting. And we're waiting. And we're still here. And I ain't seen it. Why is Kandi all the way down there? With the production assistants and the why is she down there with craft services? Why is she down there with the cameraman and the audio crew? Sonya, that makes sense. Sonya, I think, has had a solid first 2 seasons, in my opinion. But it is no shock that she's at the end of the couch. She's the newest housewife. And although I think she's had storylines and she's contributed a lot this season, nothing has been like overwhelming enough for her to sit next to Andy. That makes sense. Kenya being in the middle, okay, that makes sense. Kandi being at the end again for a third. I don't get it. The longest running housewife. I think she's the puppet I think she's the puppet master of the girls, Kenya, Manietta, and Drew specifically. Okay. But I guess her string on Drew kind of broke down a little bit. Now Drew's calling sis a liar, but Drew is fighting for her life, according to Jamie. Okay, on speak on it. Drew is fighting for her life, so she has no choice but to go against Master Kandi. Drew is fighting for her life. She had no choice but to go against the leader of the pack. But I'm confused, like, because this is not me being shady. This is not me being shady. This is not me like being like, ha 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 ha, nah 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 boo boo. Y'all's favors, sitting next to craft services. This is not what this is. But I don't understand, like, how Kandi is probably this season the most relevant, and yet she's sitting next to the PAs. What the fuck? What is going, like, why would they do that? Nene ain't never sat on the end of no couch. Nene never sat at the end of a couch. I just don't get it. I don't. Why do they keep sitting this girl all the way at the end? Now, for whatever reason, they just had to have Drew Sidora next to Andy Cohen. So it's like, okay, if we have to have Drew next to Andy because she carried the second half job, then maybe we should just put Kenya in between Drew and Kandi, because, Kandi and Drew has had some tension. That's one theory as to why Kandi is down there by the lighting crew, by Drew's 20-person entourage. That's the one theory. But I can even poke holes in that theory because these are the same producers that sat Sonya next to Drew. And these are the same producers that sat Kandi and Drew together during the after show. So why couldn't it be Kandi in the middle? If y'all just had to have Drew next to Andy, why couldn't Kandi be in the middle and then Kenya on the end? Because that's where Kenya should be. I think Kenya deserves to be at the end. Or there's another theory. They're phasing her out. Because I just don't understand that. You have your most relevant season since it's been 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Kandi, in my opinion, has had the most relevant season in 5 seasons. And she's still all the way down there next to Drew Sidora's stylist, 2 centimeters away from the green room. I just had another Housewives blogger to, DM me and say, "Oh, Kandi must be out." I had a source who's at the reunion as we speak. They say, "Yeah, I feel like this is Kandi's last season." I'm not making this shit up. I have no reason to make this up. I'm not a Kandi hater. I would never just make some shit up pull some shit out of my ass. There's someone at the reunion who's literally texting my phone as we speak, letting me know when they break, when they go to lunch, who's sitting next to Andy, this, that, and the third. I knew the seating chart. I knew about the seating chart hours before they released it. And they're saying they feel as though it might be Kandi's last season. On top of that, am I the only one who thought it was a little bit of foreshadowing when they were saying, "Oh yeah, Kandi hasn't been around"? And then Kandi was like, "Yeah, I have not been around. I've been busy working." And then she goes, "I wouldn't be surprised if they just stop inviting me places." Now, if you really wanted to be a part of the show, why? She said, I wouldn't be surprised nor mad if they stop inviting me places. Why would you say that if you really wanted to be a part of the show? That sounds like somebody who's not interested in being a part of the show anymore. And honestly, I feel like for the past 4 seasons, Kandi's been checked out. Kandi's worried about an EGOT, and she knows she's not gonna get no Emmy from no goddamn Real Housewives of Atlanta. If RHOA could not get a what is it? If RHOA could not get an Emmy or at least a nomination back when they was getting 5 million viewers back in season 6, and Vanderpump Rules got a nomination now, there's no reason why she would feel like RHOA would ever be nominated for an Emmy. So I'm just like, she's focused on her Emmys. She wants to be on the Shy and a la carte, and she wants to focus on her businesses and her restaurants and her family and her friends, her real friends. I think Kandi's really not too much interested into the show, and I think she's only on the show to promote them restaurants and Tag's Boutique. So if she's in the confessional talking about I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be mad if they just stop inviting me. Now, let's just keep up the fourth wall for a second. Obviously, if you're a part of a cast, they are forced to invite you to places. Just like how Marlo, Kenya was forced to invite Marlo to the Alabama trip. But let's keep up the fourth wall for a second. If they stopped inviting you to their spaces and places, wouldn't that mean you were ousted from the friend group? Could it be possible that Kandi knows this is her last season? Bravo knows this is her last season. Now listen, these are just my observations. This is not no concrete facts or anything like that. This is just an observation and an opinion. Okay? This is just my commentary. Kandi could have very much so already signed a contract for next year. I don't know. But I mean, just by looking at everything, I mean, she doesn't seem interested. And that's just me. Y'all can feel a different way. She said that she wouldn't be mad if they stop inviting her to places. She says that she's busy doing other stuff. They keep sitting her at the very end, even though this has been her most explosive season since season 9. All of that mixed together makes me feel like TikTok, Mia, TikTok. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.